In this video, I'm showing you how to organize this. This is an index card system that manages my home and helps me plan out my actions to help me reach goals. If you're not quite sure what this is, I have a video all about how I'm planning 2024, and it goes over using index cards as your planner. Let's pretend you know what this is and you've maybe purchased it from my Etsy shop or made your own using index cards. I'm going to show you how to organize these to get started. We're going to pretend it's January 1st. You're starting the first of the year and go from there. So first things first, what I did was I printed everything out, I cut it up, and now I've organized it based off of, and they come in these like pre-planned out categories. The only thing that I had to kind of break apart was the personal cards, which can go from weekly, monthly, daily increments as far as the frequency goes. So that's the only thing that I had to spend a little bit of time organizing. And so what I would do is first start off with the dividers, and that gives us our framework. And lucky for us, since we're starting in January, they're already organized. But if you're starting in mid-December, that's still fine. Once again, the system is so forgiving for that. There's no blank pages, that type of thing. So I started my daily date dividers, which is the next step. I started those in mid-September. So it works out because you're writing the year here. So it'll be, for example, September 2023, October 2023, but then you get to August and you're August 2024. We've got our monthly dividers already set up for January. Oh my gosh, and how easy is this? They're already set up for the first, so ta-da. You've got the first chunk of your planner already set up. Now let's go ahead and put the rest of the dividers here. I'm just going to have it set with the blanks first, meals, then storage, house, goals, and learn. The learning category is great for flashcards, that type of thing. Goals is for anything that you're tracking and any like future things that you want to use for 12-week year. House is for any home renovation or like bigger projects where you're not even starting them right away. You just know these are things that are coming down the line and that you need to take care of. Then there's storage. That's for cards. You've labeled the bins and then you put your storage cards here of what was in those bins, so you have a quick reference. Meals is a collection of recipes, and then blanks. And if you have the contact, the Rolodex portion, I would put those here. So A, B, C, D, E. And I have somebody that used it for website username and passwords, which was, I thought, very smart too. So there's a number of ways that you can use those A through Z Rolodex dividers too. But for today, we're just keeping it really simple. Like, I don't think I even have the storage cards in here because it took me years to even use the storage component. So I'm just really thinking about getting off and starting right now. So we've got that set up, we've got our months, we've got our dates, and then why don't we go ahead and add the 12-week year. So this is more along the lines of planning out your goals. So whether it's a fitness goal like I'm doing for the start of 2024, or it's YouTube like what I'm doing right now, or maybe writing a novel, whatever your goal is, that's for those. That's going to be week 1 through 12, and we'll organize those in just a bit. So I'll keep that off, but I will put this plan piece at the back. Let's see, what else can we do? So we'll do this at the end. And since we're doing that at the end, I'm going to go ahead and move these blank planner cards and set them off with the dividers too. Let's go ahead and do the months. So November and December you don't need since we're starting January 1st. So I'm going to go ahead and set those aside. For January, I'm going to go ahead and set that in front of January 1. This is your reference sheet. For me, if you've watched my latest videos, I put a list of the holidays and important dates over here, but you could also remind yourself of goals, which I've done in the past, include affirmations or any kind of tracking information. This is a dot grid, which allows you to just keep things nice and tidy. So then your next monthly card isn't going to go until February. So we're going to find the February monthly divider here and pop that guy in front of February, like so. And then you're going to do the same for the rest of the year. It would be really cool at the beginning of the year too, if you're doing the holiday list, to write down all of your holidays. How awesome would that be? Like school days, birthdays, anniversaries, and everything well in advance. And then you don't even have to sit down monthly to do all that stuff. I don't know, maybe I should do that ahead of time, but I do really love doing my monthly reset videos. Maybe I'll have like 2 different, no, that's too complicated and I won't keep up with that, so no, I'm not going to do that. Uh-oh, I put December, November back here on accident. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys. I worked out with weights that were just a pound heavier a couple hours ago, and I just feel like I'm shaking. It doesn't look like it. Hopefully you don't notice, but anyway. Okay, so now we have our months all set up. Let's go ahead and just add in some blanks. So we have our meal plan cards. This is what I would do at the very end after you've set up your plan, going back to the blanks and adding in recipes. And actually, let's just keep this in front of meals because the idea is that you're going to fill those out. So let's pretend that we've already filled these out with our favorite recipes that we need. And then other blanks that you might want to have on hand to go in front is the meal plan. There's lined note cards, which are great for writing out affirmations or quotes or anything like that. And then you can put them in the flashcard piece. There's also a graph paper one, dot grid, and there's blanks too. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in front of your blanks. So if you are just using plain index cards, then just put like a nice little stack of index cards in front of blanks, and that way you can use them if you're out and about or even in your kitchen and you just need an extra one. Okay, so we've done our little setup. Now we have our monthly, seasonal, and annual here, and then I have weekly here, daily card stack here, and then I have these rhythm cards. So you've got your dinner plan and your weekly rhythm. I would just keep this out for right now as reference, but this is going to live behind this card ideally. Sometimes my card deck is a little bit messier than that when I start off or when I go to look at it in the morning, but ideally this is how it's going to look, where you look at the date, you look at your rhythm as a reminder, you remember the dinner plan. If you haven't created a meal plan, this is just a great idea saying, oh, when you're thinking about what can I have for dinner tonight? Oh, it's a Tuesday. I'm going to have a sandwich. That type of thing. Let's go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to set these as reference. Sorry, my mind got off track for a second. How can I have it so you can still see it? This is so silly. Okay. So going over the days. So let's go ahead and do our daily setup. That's a fun one. So when you first get started, you're going to want to just organize these into your ideal daily flow. Some of these are every other day. So when you first get started, you'll probably just have them all be on the first day, unless you did truly just do it and then you don't have to. Like, for example, if you do garbage every other day or compost every other day. And by the way, these are all, if you're doing my products, they're all customizable using the Canva template, and it's really easy to use. It's free. And then if you're making your own index cards, of course, just, change the frequency and the time for what it is that fits in with your schedule and your home needs. Okay. Gosh, my hands are shaking. I've got the Savers card. This is the first one that I do. Now my card is broken into writing, exercising, and morning pages. Oh gosh, you guys, I don't even remember. So it's broken into 3 cards. So you can edit this and customize it for whatever you need to do. I don't have a dishwasher. I wish I did. That would be awesome. I'd probably do that first thing in the morning, no? Making a bed, wiping down the bathrooms, doing laundry. This doesn't necessarily need to be doing a load of laundry, but mainly like touching on it, picking things up off the floor, that type of thing. Cleaning out the car is something I personally do at the end of the day. So if you're coming back from work or picking up the kids, just making sure that the car is clean. You've removed any valuables, you've removed things you need, and cleaned out garbage. For me, when I had really little kids, it was actually like vacuuming out the car every day because it's easier to stay on top of it. fluff living spaces. And that's just making sure things look nice and bright for you when you wake up in the morning. Afternoon dishes, I would put, this is all depending, of course, if you're at home during the day, which I'm at home. So I'm going to put that there. But you could also, that could be when you get the kids back from school, you're cleaning up the morning's dishes. Taking recycling out probably happens when you get home too. I don't know. This is before you get back too. Vacuum high traffic areas. I like doing that in the morning, but that might be different for you. Oh gosh, I keep saying that's different from you. Let's just say I'm just doing it for me. How about that? Taking out the compost with something to do with recycling. And then vacuuming, like a harder, longer vacuum would be in the afternoon. I wouldn't probably do it twice. I don't know. I might do it twice. I really enjoy vacuuming though. Prepping meals, that's at the end of the night. Polishing sink, that's a Fly Lady thing. I think I have that on the card. It's actually really effective too. I like waking up to a clean sink. Wiping down appliances. Oh gosh, stainless steel. Our fridge is like one of those ones where it has now like smudges on it all the time. Speaking of fridge, it just kicked on. Reviewing and prepping tomorrow. End of day. Cleaning off hot spots and sweeping at the very end of the day. Okay, so we've got our day all set up. Remember, pink is personal, so that means it's something that calls your attention to fill your cup and get it done. Prioritize this card. So I'm going to go ahead and set that in front of the first. So this is where it gets important, where you're looking at your weekly rhythm, however you've set this up. So we're just going to pretend this is my card deck and my weekly rhythm. Change as you'd like. So then I go into my week and decide when I'm going to read a book. And that means like really taking time to just sit there and enjoy and indulge in a book. And guess what? That would be on Friday for me. And I reference my monthly card, and I find the first Friday is on the 5th. So I'm going to put this in front of the 5th. My artist dates are on Thursdays, so that means this one is going in front of the 4th. Let's see if I can move these around so you can see it better. Manicure and pedicure, I do these on Sundays. So my Sunday, the first one is on the 7th. Empty garbages. This is for if you have a garbage service and you take it out to the street. I think like most people do, unless you live on a boat. Or maybe if you're in an apartment complex or condo, townhome. So weekly is the first one. Let's say that garbage comes on a Tuesday. So put it on the 2nd. Clean purse, wallet, and bags. I do that on the 3rd because it's all about communication, making sure that my purchasing power is all nice and tidy and I'm ready to go out and buy things. Writing a weekly report. I know it's a little extra to do that, but even like a quick jot notes of things that are coming up, or even just turning around and saying, hey, these are the events we have, going over them at dinner. I do this on Wednesdays. Meal plan is on a Wednesday too. And washing the car would be on a Wednesday. Could also do that on a Saturday though, as far as like my flow goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the 6th because I'm doing a lot of things at home. I might not have time to go to the car wash or to wash it myself. Freshening up the beds are on Friday because I like to dust and clear the air and work my way down from the ceilings. Library is on a Wednesday because again, communication on Wednesday. Clean out the pantry is on a Thursday for me, which is on the 11th. But you might want to put this like the day before you grocery shop. Here's the 11th. Cleaning out showers and tubs. So for this one, I'm going to batch. So there's a lot of actions here. There's And you can break this down into 2 days too if cleaning the bathroom takes too long for you and you just don't have the time to do it. So let's break down. We've got cleaning out the fridge, which I'm going to put back to the pantry. Washing the floors is on Mondays. Bathrooms. I like to do, when I had the house, we did all the bathrooms in one day. I did it. All the bathrooms in one day. So I kind of had like a bathroom day on Tuesdays. But you do you. You can break it down, maybe do one bathroom at a time. You can play games. Washing off kitchen cabinets goes with washing the floors because you do those like baseboards and then work your way up to just kind of wiping down the cabinets. Washing the bathroom floor. You could put that with washing the floors, but I'm going to put that with the bathroom. Bookkeeping is on a Wednesday when I'm sitting down at my desk. Mowing the lawn is on a Saturday generally because I didn't do it back then. Dusting is on Friday. You got a budget date with your husband, partner, whoever's living in the home with you that's paying rent, that type of thing. Organizing and cleaning toys would be on a Saturday. Washing mirrors would go on a Monday, we'll say, because it's involving washing water type stuff. Cleaning off the patio, Saturday. Saturdays are more organizing, that type of thing. Preparing for the week ahead. Cleaning the bathroom countertops. Shoes, coat, entrance goes with the Thursday items. Which did I have? I'll set that here. Oh, that was with the fridge. Oh, it's at the bottom here. Cleaning under cushions is Thursday. I'll move this over. See, this would be a lot easier if I had a bigger space for the camera so I could lay things out for you. So I apologize. And then Saturday is food prep for the week ahead. And that's all because Sunday I don't want to do anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and organize these guys. So dusting is on the 5th. Yes. I'm going to put that behind read a book. And then budget date, all the communication stuff is on a Wednesday, which I check my monthly calendar, and it's on the 3rd. So I file that in front of the 3rd. Food prep is on Saturday the 6th. So I just want to point this out too. So there's some cards that are every other week. And like I said at the beginning, we're just going to assume that you're starting off with doing all the cards at the beginning. So once this is completed, it's not going to go to the 13th. It's going to go to the 20th. And if you skip it, it would then move to the 13th. You can write skipped at the bottom if you prefer, and then you can play a game with yourself. Sidetracked Home Executives suggests 3 skips, max. Let's see. Now let's go ahead and go to finishing off Monday, which is the 1st. We're going to put that behind the daily items. And this bathroom party that we're having goes on a Tuesday, which is the 2nd. Fridge clean out, pantry clean out, all of that fun stuff is happening on the 4th. And if you're like, oh my gosh, Jen, what about the oven? And what about this? What about that? Well, there's monthly cards for that, annual, seasonal cards. So we don't have to think about that just yet. Oh gosh. Okay, got my monthly card here. So now we have our first week for the weekly card setup. And let's go see what we have to add to it. Family Council Night is at the end of January. I try to put those on the last Wednesday, but that's going to vary based off of my schedule. If there's sports night, whatever it is, it might change. So the 31st. Okay, catching up with mentors. Let's just go ahead and do a little bit of organizing here. This is a seasonal item for facials. I'm going to go ahead and put that, like this is an actual, if I were to go out and get a facial, I would do this seasonally. I'm not right now, but ideally that's like what I would love. I'm going to go ahead and file that in front of February. And in February, I'll get to it, schedule an appointment, that type of thing. And when that shows up, I'll file it in front of maybe a Wednesday to give them a call. Catching up with mentors, something to do monthly. I've been I use this in a loose way where I am making sure that I listen to a podcast or a YouTube video on the topic that I'm trying to grow on, but it would be awesome to have a mentor that I could actually have a call with. Monthly review, let's see. Let's go ahead. You want that to go before your family council so that you have something to bring to the meeting. So monthly review and important dates review would be great to do on the 31st on a Wednesday, but we're going to go ahead and set that on the 30th. So filing it in front of the 30th. These two guys. Cleaning small appliances in the kitchen. Oh yeah, I'm getting sidetracked. So the 30th would also be a good time to talk to your mentor after you do some work, or maybe you're working with your mentor on reviewing your month. Wouldn't that be great? And then cleaning small appliances in the kitchen. Let's go ahead and organize some of these and see if there's any days we can batch. You guys, we're almost done with January. Awesome. Cleaning the vacuum. Oh gosh, let's just put that away. This is one of my favorite ones because there was like a time where I had no idea you were supposed to clean the vacuum, and like 5 years ago I started doing it and I was like, oh, this vacuum's not that bad after all. You're probably like, hello, obviously you're supposed to clean the vacuum. Okay, clean the vacuum. And I mean outside of just like emptying the filter. Small appliances. Again, this is happening monthly. So I can put it any time in the month of January. I don't have to schedule everything that first week. And it's probably best not to, so you don't get burnt out and irritated. Cleaning small appliances. Let's pretend that your goal is fitness. And so we're going to go ahead and set that on the 4th, sooner in the month, because maybe you want a really nice clean blender that's been like thoroughly, maybe small utensil type cleaning stuff. Cleaning the computer is something you do monthly. I tend to include it a little bit more often because I'm organizing things and just touching on the computer. But let's say you're not super into your computer and using it that often at home. So let's go ahead and move that to the 17th, which is, again, a Wednesday when it comes to the communication piece. Oh gosh. Stove drip pans, cleaning the range hood, cleaning the oven inside and out. Oven knobs. Let's just go ahead and batch all of this and do it at once on a Saturday. And that way we have a little bit of wiggle room as far as like procrastinating on it. Let's put that on the 13th. On Saturday. Washing the shower curtain is going to go on a Tuesday, but let's not do it until the 23rd. So pop that out. Clean and organize phone. Monthly reminder to just make sure things are downloaded to the cloud, deleted, moved around, whatever you need to do. Do that on the 10th to make sure all of the fun holiday photos and videos have been saved properly. Dentist appointments, oh gosh, you got to get those right away, right? Especially for teeth cleaning to make sure you can use those benefits. I don't know about you, but the dentist gets full quickly over here. So let's go ahead and set that up on the 3rd, which is that first Wednesday. It's pretty ambitious being right after the 1st, but we'll get it done. Planting a garden, we're not going to do probably, depending on where you are, of course. Again, I'm just trying to focus it on, if this were my card deck, I think we would start doing it like end of April, beginning of May, at least like buying things in April, because sometimes things freeze over again at the beginning. Cleaning exterior windows. Oh, I do this so often now, but we have salt and all sorts of fun stuff that we're battling, but this is definitely a good one to do. Cleaning exterior windows is also a Saturday type of activity. Let's put it on the 20th, right? Because let's just make sure we didn't put the oven there. Nope. Cleaning exterior windows, giving us a little bit of extra time. Cleaning the light fixtures. This is definitely a pain. We'll do that on a Thursday, the 19th. How about that? That sounds like a good number. And of course, all of this might change too, based off of whatever dates you have listed here, because you might see that, you know, your child's birthday is on Thursday the 18th, and so you're not going to be cleaning light fixtures that day. You will make sure that all of those cards are placed somewhere else or just skipped for that week. Moving furniture around and vacuuming under is, let's say, in March. We don't want to have to deal with that. For some homes, so you definitely want to get it done sooner. Sorting seasonal clothes, we'll have that be in March too. So when March comes around, you'll place those in front of the correct dates. And each Wednesday, or whenever it is that you choose, you'll look through which cards are in front of the month to see what's coming up. Oil change. Oh gosh, I tried to figure out the mental math real quick on video the other day, and I was like, I don't know when we're supposed to do the oil change, so I made my best guess. I'll have to check on that. So I'm going to put that in front of March. Car registration, I'm going to put in April. You can get it done, I think, up to a year in advance. Or no, I don't remember for Washington State. I think they changed it recently. I think it's nice to do it with your taxes. Doctor checkups. There's a lot of physicals that happen in the summer, so I'm going to go ahead and say June to get appointments. Vision checkup. We did ours in December and have for the last few times, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in November for an appointment. It's pretty easy to get an appointment for our eye doctor. You guys, that was January. Awesome. So card, you have your plan. And really, you have your plan for just the year or forever. You're just shuffling cards. When you get something done, shuffle it to the next week or shuffle it to the next month. If you skip it, push it off to a date that you most likely will get it done. If you skip it a couple times, on your third time, you have to do it. And make it fun for yourself. I like this because it's kind of a fun game. It's a little quirky, a little weird, and it's better than seeing a to-do list where you're not getting things checked off. All right, so the planner cards, you have a bunch of these blank dot grid cards that are outlined in gray, or of course you're using your own index cards and they're just blank. But I follow the same format that Sidetracked Home Executives does, where there's actually it's a little different. Up here is the category, which is kind of the same. Daily is a category for the home management system. So you're going to put your category here, whether it's, for example, walking, Pilates, that type of thing. And then the frequency or how long it'll take you. It's how long it'll take you over here in this corner. And then the top is a heading of the actions, like a short description or notes or checklist, whatever it is that you need to do to remind yourself of getting going. You can include a cute little doodle, but I focus on just highlighting because usually my cards get pretty messy and you're making a lot of them depending on what type of goal you're going after. So you have these, and then each of these is a week. So we're going to go ahead and place these. If our 12-week year is beginning on Saturday the 6th, or I guess it would be, oh gosh, it would have to be the 31st, right? So, oh no, let's go ahead and start it on Sunday the 7th, and it would end on the 13th. That's week 1. So the 13th, we're going to go ahead and put, and this is a free download, by the way. So if you're using even plain index cards, you can still download my planner cards and use this with the corresponding size of your index card as the divider. So what did I say? In front of the, or behind the 13th. So the 13th is the last day. And so you're putting week 1 at the end of the week. So that's this is your scorecard divider. And it has all of the actions that were completed that are going to go here. The next week is ending on the 20th. So we're going to go ahead and put it behind the 20th. Here's week 2 behind the 20th. And then the next one is ending on the 27th. You'll put it behind the 27th. And then you're done with January. So you have to then have things just housed in front of February until the date dividers come around for that week. So going to February, you have here, and I would notate this too. I would write week 1, 2, 3 next to the number in some way or highlight it. So we're on to week 4, right? Yeah. So we've got 4, 5, oh no, sorry. We have 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the month of February. So everything through the 7th. I'm going to put that behind the monthly card. And then in March, you have 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So you're finishing at the end of March. So the rest of those dividers are just going to hang out in front of March until you reach the point where you are shuffling those in front of the month of March. And then you have your action cards, and these are, let's pretend that we've already filled them out. So if you do an action, let's say that you want to have a coffee date walk and you want to do it weekly. So I do walking weekly. Over here, 1 hour, heading would be coffee date walk, and then maybe a list of potential people that you want to ask to do your walks with you. And let's say you've already asked someone and you've scheduled it and you're in and you're going to do it on walking on the 2nd. So I would place it in front of the 2nd here. And let's say you have, maybe you've created individual cards for this. I'd probably use the same one and just shuffle it each week. But let's pretend that you did have individual ones and you had a lot of these. You would then go on every Tuesday on the 9th. So this would be if like the coffee walk was a different theme, or I don't know, maybe instead of a walk, it was a hike. It would go in front of the 9th for the next Tuesday. And then if you had a bunch of those, right? So you had ones already set up for April. I'm sorry, we said March, right? If you already had them all set up for March and you had 4 different walk, hike, whatever coffee date cards, you would then go to March and you would set one up in front of each week here. Before you organize your action cards too, you'll want to complete them. And this is going back to that last video that talks about how to set this up. You're creating a mind map of all the different actions that you want to take in order to reach or see those goals fulfilled. From there, you move them into action cards. From there, you organize them into weeks. And then you file them in front of those weekly dividers. I'm sorry if this sounds complicated. You can watch that video where I go into it a little bit further. And then you create your weekly scorecards, which tells you whether or not you did a good job and shows you the results. And it allows you to say, oh, I didn't get my results because I didn't check off all those items. Or maybe my weight loss isn't doing as well as I would like to see it. Even though I've completed all these actions, maybe I should change my actions. Okay, so that was setting it up. Thank you so much for watching the video on how to organize your card deck. If you have any questions at all, please comment below and I'll answer as many as I can. Also, check out the book Sidetracked Home Executives, which walks you through the whole system, as well as the book 12-Week Year, which does the same as far as the goal planning goes. I have links below for both of those books, as well as the downloads if you want to just get started right now in my Etsy shop, Time and Tide Plans. Please subscribe. In the beginning of 2024, my next 12-week year begins, and I will be doing a fitness-based goal and sharing it with you here on YouTube.